Hello! This video is Chapter 3 of the Understanding the 3D View Orientation tutorial, hosted on Bluecaps. This video is going to help build some comfort with our old friend, directional navigation, in 3D space. I'm also going to demonstrate how to use Blender's zoom functions, and then begin what will be my everlasting rant on orthographic views and one of its more common engineering applications, the top, front, right isometric simultaneous view. This will involve some Windows manipulation. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you may want to visit the Understanding and Manipulating Windows tutorial on the Bluecaps site. But first, let's get something new into our 3D space here. Right now I've got all the default configurations, but what I propose we do is add in a new mesh in the cube's place. Blender comes with a bunch of default 3D shapes and meshes, one of which is actually a rather detailed monkey head mesh. I'm going to go ahead and delete this cube and put a monkey head mesh down in its place by first selecting a cube, right-clicking it, and note, if you've just started Blender, your cube will already be selected as signified by the pink lines running around its perimeter. So, making sure it's selected, I am going to now press the delete key on the keyboard, not the backspace key. Once you see this new dialog box pop up, go ahead and click Erase Selected Objects. The cube will now disappear. Now, be careful not to left click anywhere on the screen, or else you might move that little circly cursor that sits in the center with the red and white stripes. We want that cursor to be right in the center of the screen as it is by default. If you do move it, I suggest just starting the file over and trying again. Before I place the new mesh, I want to place it in a way that causes it to face what I have defined as forward, the positive y-axis direction. When I place the monkey face, I will always see the front of its head upon placing. Therefore, we want to orient the screen so that we are looking into the screen backwards, in order to have the monkey head face us and therefore forwards. So starting with the default numpad 7 orientation, as is the default, I am going to press numpad 2 a total of 6 times, and then press numpad 6 a total of 12 times. With the proper orientation established, I will now place the mesh by going to the Add tab towards the northwestern part of the Blender screen. When you click on Add, a little drop-down menu comes down. We are going to go to Mesh, just hover over it, and another drop-down will appear. Move to the right where it says Plane, and then head down to Monkey. Go ahead, left-click on Monkey, and our mesh pops up. Now what I want you to do right away is press Tab on the keyboard. I'll explain a little bit more about what Tab does. It switches from object to edit mode. We just want to make sure that we don't edit the monkey head in a strange way while in edit mode. While we're in object mode, the only thing we can do to it is very general applications. There will be more on this in a future tutorial. The two main things I want to demonstrate with this monkey head are zooming and then giving new names and meanings to our default orientation shortcut keys. So first, really quick, let's cover zooming. To magnify the image on the Blender 3D View window screen, you can zoom in using the numpad plus key, and zoom out using the numpad minus key. You just have to make sure that your mouse cursor is hovering over the window in which you're zooming, so we'll go ahead and press numpad plus. The image gets bigger because we're zooming in, and now I'll press numpad minus, and this image is small again because we zoomed out. You can also do this by rolling your mouse wheel upwards and downwards. It's a little bit faster, but it's really in the same increments. Simple enough to figure out, but important enough to mention quickly at this stage in the game. On to navigation once more. First I want to return to the default Blender orientation by pressing good old numpad 7. In the Views tab at the southwestern end of our 3D View window, you may have noticed that Blender has named our shortcut keys as side, front, and top, which is numpad 3, 1, and 7 respectively. Due to the way I've defined forwards, the front view as according to Blender is actually the behind view as according to me. So let's go ahead and try out our side view with numpad 3, and notice that it's the side of the monkey's head. Let's go ahead and try out our behind view with numpad 1, and here we see the back of the monkey's head. And then we can press numpad 7 to view the monkey head from the top with our top view. You know, it's really a shame that we can't actually see the top side in front of our object all at the same time. Because if we could, then we could more easily see how the changes we make to the mesh affect said mesh from multiple important perspectives. Well, wait just a moment. We can view top side and front of our object all at the same time. All we have to do is manipulate some windows. So, hopefully you have gone through understanding manipulating windows. I'll go through the window creation process a bit slowly just in case you have not. First, I'm going to shrink down the buttons window just to allow for some more room in our 3D view window. Next, I'm going to divide the 3D view window vertically so that there are two windows. Neat, huh? So, to divide, I'm just going to middle mouse button, right in the center bottom of the screen over that split area. Split the screen right in the middle. Now finally, I'm going to go ahead and split both of these two windows horizontally using the same method, resulting in 4 3D view windows. It's kind of neat. And they're all about the same size. Now this is very important. We can only navigate ourselves and orient ourselves in one of these windows at a time. The window we orient ourselves through will always be the one underneath our mouse cursor at the time of reorientation. So let's go ahead and place our mouse over the southwest 3D view window and press the numpad 1 key so as to bring ourselves to the behind view. Now I actually want to see the front of the monkey head here, so let's press numpad 6 a total of 12 times to get around to the other side. My mouse moved up a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're looking at the monkey from ahead of it, where you can see its face. And I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit, just so we can see better. Now Now I'll go ahead and mouse over the southeast view window and proceed to press numpad 3 to bring us to our side view, also known as the right side view. Finally, Finally, we can make sure that the northwest window is our top-down view by hovering the cursor over it and pressing numpad 7, which it is already by default. I'll go and zoom into that one too. Beautiful, isn't it? Now we have ourselves an unstoppable force of 3D view windows with different respective orientations that will all update simultaneously. This kind of thing is prominent in design specifications and engineering work. To add to this effect, let's make the northeast window grant the isometric view of our mesh by first pressing numpad 1 to view it from behind, and then pressing numpad 6 a total of 9 times, and finally pressing numpad 8 a total of 2 times. I'll go ahead and zoom on that too. Now we can see a 3D axonometric view of our monkey head as well. Using this format to edit a mesh is not necessary, and as you get used to Blender more and more, using this style may actually be more of a hassle than it's worth. If you're going to endeavor on painfully delicate modeling, however, using this format may not be such a bad idea. The three 4-directional views, allowing us to see virtually every aspect of the mesh, the isometric view helps us relate to the mesh in a 3-dimensional manner.